This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there. It's just Coach Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And this birthday boy is an important birthday boy in the annals of the NBA. He is now 62 years old, from East Lansing, Michigan. He was one of the greatest basketball players of the 1980s. He had that friendly rivalry with Larry Bird that even went to college, but if you can believe it or not. And unfortunately, his career ended with an HIV diagnosis. However, he did come back a couple of times and retired in '96 for good. He is actually the former president of basketball operations for the LA Lakers, ironically the team that he played for all his 13 seasons. One of the best point guards of all time, and was first overall in the 1979 NBA draft. He would shock everyone by winning the title and the NBA Finals MVP in his rookie season, and 4 more championships for the Lakers. I think he was a talk show person for a while too. So anyway, Magic Johnson, obviously you would know that, also was part of the Dream Team in 1992, which won the Olympic gold medal, but that was after Magic had to leave because of the HIV thing. Anyway, he was enshrined in 2002 for his star career. Magic has been an advocate for HIV/AIDS prevention / safe sex, an entrepreneur, philanthropist, broadcaster, and motivational speaker. And his announcements of his HIV positive status actually took down the stereotype that HIV was a gay disease. Many business interests, part owner of the Lakers for a while. He's part of a group of investors that purchased the LA Dodgers in 2012 from Frank McCourt. He's won an WNBA title and a World Series as an owner, so it's amazing. So he has 5 NBA titles as a player and 5 as part owner of the Lakers, to his credit. So that's amazing. So he was Magic. Magic wanted to stay in East Lansing. He decided to play for Michigan State. It was either Michigan State or Michigan. He could have been in Indiana. He could have been UCLA. But he liked Michigan State's roster. So Magic actually didn't want to play professionally. He just wanted his communication studies major and become a TV commentator. However, he did pretty well. He would play with 3 key members of the Michigan State team: Greg Kelser, Jay Fenton, and Mike Berkovich, future NBA draftees. Berkovich actually was the only Canadian on the team, on the 1979 team. It was shocking that Berkovich played for Magic Johnson and won NCAA tournament. And he's Canadian too. That's amazing. He was actually drafted in the 8th round by the Milwaukee Bucks, back when the NBA had like long drafts and all that. So yeah, amazing. Magic as a freshman led Michigan State to a berth in the '78 NCAA tournament. They got to the quarters, but lost to Kentucky. What the national title? Michigan State again qualified for the title for the tournament in '79. When they got to the title game, they faced Indiana State, which was led by Larry Bird. Indiana State was looking to be the first undefeated team in 3 years to win everything. So Michigan State, Indiana State faced each other. Michigan State won 75-64. Magic was the most outstanding player, and that matchup with Larry Bird was one of the highest rated college basketball TV broadcasts of all time. Still, and this is like 1979. So he decided to enter the '79 NBA draft. And the first pick went to the LA Lakers, and they took Magic. Magic had a great time. In fact, his first game was televised by CBS as the Lakers took on the San Diego Clippers. Not the LA Clippers, that would be in '84, but the San Diego Clippers. Magic did pretty well, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won the game with a skyhook over Joe Jellybean Bryant. Jack McKinney figured that Magic looked good and all that. Well, just like Michigan State, Magic was made to be a point guard, even though that Norm Nixon was one of the best in the league. Magic played almost every position imaginable, all 5 positions. The Lakers won 60 games and got to the NBA Finals, where they took on the Philadelphia 76ers. So it was Magic versus Dr. J. The Lakers ended up taking a 3-2 series lead. Unfortunately, Game 5 saw Abdul-Jabbar get injured and couldn't play in Game 6. So Magic surprisingly decided to take over at center, to start at center. And what a game he had. He had 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. Lakers won by 16 in Philadelphia and win the title. Magic was named NBA Finals MVP, obviously. That was one of the best clutch performances of all time. And he also became one of 4 players to win the NCAA title one year and then the NBA title the next year, which was pretty good. Magic, unfortunately, in his second season, would be sidelined after torn cartilage in his left knee. Magic actually had a chance to sink a last-second shot to try to help the Lakers take down the Houston Rockets in the first round of the playoffs, but the Lakers shockingly lost. But in 1981, the Magic did sign a 25-year, $25 million contract with the Lakers, which was weird. Magic was not too happy with Paul Westhead saying that the Lakers were slow and predictable. So Magic wanted to be traded. However, Lakers owner Jerry Buss decided to do the one thing necessary, firing Westhead and putting Pat Riley behind the bench. And it worked hard. Laker fans booed Magic for contributing to Westhead's firing. But Buss actually was intending on firing Westhead in the first place. Magic had little issues. The Lakers did get to the 82 NBA Finals, and the Lakers won in 6 games, and Magic got NBA Finals MVP. So all was forgiven. The Lakers were shocked in 83 by the Sixers in the final. However, Magic would have a lot of great playoff battles against Larry Bird and the Celtics. As the Lakers and Celtics really almost every year, I think every year in the 1980s, at least one of those 2 teams, Lakers or Celtics, were in the finals. I think. Yeah, I think so. Can't recall that. Anyway, Magic was pretty good and all that. He still had his detractors, but he still played well. By 89, the Lakers went to the NBA Finals, and Magic was named MVP. Unfortunately, Magic got hurt in Game 2, and the Lakers got swept by Detroit. Magic ended up winning the MVP award in 1990, despite no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar anymore. So the Lakers got taken out by the Suns in the conference semifinals, which was amazing. It was the first time that the Lakers were not in the conference finals in 9 years. Wow. Mike Dunleavy was made Lakers head coach in 1991. He was powerful and stronger than he normally is, but he was still slow and nimble. Magic did pretty well, 19.4 points, 12.5 assists per game in the 91 season, and the Lakers went to the finals against MJ. Lakers started off well. Unfortunately, though, Chicago was just that good. Michael Jordan was shooting well, and Scottie Pippen was a good defender against Magic Johnson. Magic did get 2 triple-doubles, but lost the series in 5. So anyway, as the Lakers were preparing for yet another NBA season, just before the 92 NBA season, Magic discovered he was tested positive for HIV. So on November 7th, he decided to make the public announcement in front of the whole world that he has the HIV virus. But he did say that his wife and unborn child don't have HIV, and he's not positive for AIDS. He has the HIV virus, but not the AIDS virus. He figured that it was because he has numerous sexual partners during his playing career. And he did admit to having lots of women there. So Magic's HIV announcement was a major story and all that. People thought that Magic was a hero, and George Bush Sr. said, "For me, Magic is a hero for anyone who loves sports." Magic was voted by the fans to start the '92 NBA All-Star Game in Orlando. And because of the HIV thing, if Magic had an open wound, it could have been contaminated. Anyway, Magic still played, and the West pounded the East by 40 points and was All-Star MVP after getting 25 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. And Magic was picked to be part of the Summer Olympics, which was weird. But anyway, the Dream Team was great. 8-0, winning by an average of 43 points a game. Can you imagine winning by 43 points a game is hard enough, but to do it by average? Wow. He didn't play that frequently because of his knee problems, but the fans gave him standing ovations and used the opportunity to inspire HIV positive people. Magic was going to stage an NBA comeback, and after practicing playing in several preseason games, he looked okay. Unfortunately, several active players were opposed to him coming back on the court. So anyway, he decided not to come back to the game because he didn't want to hurt the game. So he went to NBC to work as a commentator and all that. Magic actually became coach of the Lakers near the end of the '94 season. It was weird that Magic Johnson was made head coach. In fact, he was coaching a team that had 5 of his former teammates on the roster: Vlade Divac, Eldon Campbell, Tony Smith, Kurt Rambis, James Worthy, and of course Michael Cooper was an assistant coach. Magic was 5-11 as a head coach. The weird thing was that the Lakers won 5 of the first 6 with Magic, and then they went on a 10-game losing streak. He decided to purchase a 5% share of the team instead. But strange as it sounded, he decided another comeback as a player, joining the Lakers for the '96 season. During his retirement, Magic did intense workouts. His bench press was high, and his weight increased. I don't know if that was a good thing or not. But anyway, Magic seemed to be doing pretty well for himself. He was a power forward in 32 games. The Lakers were 22-10 when he played. He looked good. Cedric Ceballos was upset over the fact that his playing time was reduced because of Magic. Nick Van Exel got booted for 7 games for bumping a referee. Magic was suspended after bumping referee Scott Foster for 3 games. The Lakers were still doing well at all that. Unfortunately, Houston took him out in the playoffs 3-1, and Magic thought about returning to the team, but decided to retire. So it would be part of the Magic Johnson All-Stars. So Magic actually played in Scandinavia for a little bit. Yeah, everyone knew about the Magic Larry Bird rivalry. It was a friendly rivalry more so than not. Magic was known for his fast-paced passing and all that. And it was part of the basketball secular thing. Magic actually fathered his son out of wedlock. And the son actually later worked for Magic Johnson Enterprises as a marketing director. Johnson Magic would marry Cookie Kelly in a small wedding in Lansing. And they have one son, Irvin the Third, EJ, who's openly gay and actually the star on the reality show Rich Kids of Beverly Hills. The couple would adopt a daughter. That is kind of weird. I guess when his son being openly gay, people thought Magic was gay the whole time. Why he got HIV. Anyway, that's kind of pathetic. Yeah, Magic had a late night talk show on Fox called The Magic Hour, but after 2 months, low ratings just canceled it. Yeah. The weird thing about Magic's thing is that Howard Stern basically mocked him on his show, and Magic took it like a champ somehow. So yeah, he owns part of the Dodgers. He's well known for his HIV activism. To prevent his HIV infection from progressing to AIDS, Johnson takes a daily combination of drugs. And of course, as I said, that Magic was a great person. And what he did for talking about HIV and all that made people realize that HIV wasn't a gay person's disease. It was just something that just unfortunately happened too fast, too soon. Anyway, Magic played 906 regular season games in his career, 19.5 points, 11.2 assists per game on average, 7.2 rebounds. In the playoffs, winning titles in 82, 80, 85, 87, and 88, 190 playoff games, 19.5 points per game, 12.3 assists per game, which is still legendary. And he was 5'11 as head coach. I didn't know he was the head coach of the freaking Lakers for one time. Shows how much I know or don't know. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.